video. How's it going, guys? Woo! We made it. Holy guacamoles. I don't know what's going on because, first of all, Kathy here from Santa Marta Designs, and apparently YouTube was a little funky, and when we got into our designated section to go live, it wouldn't take our video. It's like, what do we do now, right? So hopefully that worked. Looks like I'm just testing a couple things out to make sure it's still working. And of course, this has locked me out. Okay, so here we go. Perfect. Looks like we're actually working now. Okay, cool. I can actually see a feed. And perfect. All right, so here we go. Here we're gonna get started now, considering we've lost some time. So we are live doing a wooden door hanger with some flowers. Let me just shut this little buzzer off on my phone. All right, so okay, we've got a project that we're doing in two parts. So sometimes people don't have a lot of time to commit to an hour or two or three to their projects at a time. So what we're doing tonight is we're going to go ahead and finish off this project that we had started. Okay, so what we did was we took this wooden door hanger base, and we added some gaps and cracks. So this is just pre-manufactured. It's actually a wall hanger. So we might just be taking this off, or we might just be leaving it on. I haven't decided yet, but it came with one of those little sawtooth hangers, and it's just protected on the back by a piece of cardboard from the manufacturer. So what we did was we just glued on some Spanish moss that's green, because Spanish moss comes in different colors. So I have like this bright green, and we just took some hot glue on Monday night on our Facebook Live, did our little Spanish moss. Underneath here is actually some gaps and cracks foam, styrofoam almost type material that we sprayed on here and let cure for over a week. And it wasn't because we needed it to be more than a week, it was just because we had that much time in between projects. So, but you want to let it cure for sure, and sometimes it does take a week. So we made this bow as well on Monday night. This bow is all 1.5 inch ribbon, this tan and medium black polka dot. It's got some semi-long tails, but we don't know yet if we're going to cut these just because there's not a lot of height in between the words and where the flowers are going to be, and we don't need this covering our entire saying here. So it says home. So I picked some greenery. And I had picked some other variegated greenery before on Monday, but I didn't think it looked that great with the white sunflowers and then these Gerber daisies. So I put that one back, and I got just this leftover stem that I have of this different green and mildly white variegated, which is better than the like purplish tint. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to attach our bow first. And I know we usually attach the bow last, but what I think we're going to do is attach our bow first, because I want to see... Hey, Mel! Thank you for joining me. I'm so sorry, everybody, for the technical difficulties. For anybody that we have on. It's just me and Mel right now. We're going to have our own little party. So I put a piece of wire, a very short piece of wire. It's probably about 2 feet long. And then I'm going to go ahead and wrap it around this Oh, I might need to take that cardboard out. So I'm just trying to grab the other piece before I swing this over. So it doesn't matter if I flip this over, but I'm not going to flip it over to squash my bow. So what I want to do is I don't want to put the twist of my wire right on the back here towards what's going to be against any wall or paint or anything like that. So I'm actually going to bring this wire piece up, and it's always one of those things where I probably should have left the wire longer this time and I didn't, but that's alright. We have enough. I just need to probably hold it with a pair of pliers because my hands have lotion on them from us just constantly using hand sanitizer. It's like I don't leave my house, but I still use those. So I'm just going to put some pressure with the pair of pliers on this one here. Alright, and so what I'm going to do is tie it towards, basically just twist tie it towards where the styrofoam is. Okay, there we go. Once you get one good twist, then it's much easier to just go ahead and tie the rest of this. So I'm giving it a few good twists just so I can feel safe that this bow is not going to go anywhere. Alright, and then what the cool part about having the styrofoam type material right there is that the wired ends, I'm going to cut one of them a little bit shorter because it's just too long, is you can bend these edges right into the styrofoam and poke them right in there, and then that way you know that they're not going to be gouging out anybody's paint or poking anybody's fingers, that kind of stuff. Okay, so you can just hide your pointy little wire pieces right into that styrofoam. Okay, so perfect. Alright, now I know this moss is kind of just hanging out here on the wild side, but we'll trim this all up after we're done. Okay, so I'm not going to worry. And when you're working with moss, work in a space that you know you can make a mess, because you're going to get things that just constantly keep falling everywhere. So no. Now, pretend there was no moss, no styrofoam. Look how cute this piece would be even if I just put a bow on it. Just a simple bow without even putting anything else. So you don't have to go to great extremes to dress something up. You can just add a quick bow and look what kind of, you know, difference that makes in this piece. And I think we are probably actually going to leave our tails this long, and all I have to do is I want to just dovetail them and make them a little bit prettier. And you can slant the ends, you can dovetail them. If you dovetail them, you just want to kind of fold your end there in half, cut it at an angle upwards away from you. So that's just really cute. Look at that. Now, I want to start with these white ones because these are my favoritist white ones here. I'm trying to see, there were some that were small, some that were medium. So we've got one, we've only got one little medium looking guy here. All right. So you're going to need, I have supplies in the list. And you're going to need a good, reliable set of wire cutters. Okay. So, oh cool, these leaves do move. All right. So sometimes your leaves will be able to adjust up and down through your stem. Like some of them will be stationary and stuck where they won't move. Like on this one, a lot of them don't move. Oh no, these two, I lied, these move too. But sometimes they will just be stuck there, not, you can't move them. But these you can move up and down from the actual whole stem base. So I'm going to cut them pretty long just because I don't know where I'm going to need them to fit in perspective with everything. And I'm going to move the leaves up because you know what? I'm going to leave the filler greenery to the end, and normally I wouldn't. Normally I'd put that in the base, but since we have a big bow, we have moss, and we have these big leaves, we may not even need any extra greenery. Very possibly. Do I want this big one? Or do I want some of these little ones? I think I want some of these little ones with the yellow in it to tie in the other yellow. So all I'm doing is moving up these green leaves. It's like up the little beanstalk, okay? And then I'm cutting them pretty far down in the base. Alright. This one I'm not going to use because it looks like it lost its little friend. Must have popped off somehow. Don't you just hate it when you get something at the store and you didn't notice until later that it lost its little flower head? Oh, that annoys me. It's like you just got gypped. Alright, and maybe we'll start with that. And I think we're just going to cut 2 yellows for now. I think I'm going to want more white, but let's build off of that. Are they all the same in this yellow bunch? Looks to me like they're all the same. Hey Angie, how's it going? Alright, so we're going to start up with 2 yellows. So what I'm thinking is one will go on either side. And like I said, we're probably going to need a little bit more than this, but let's just see how we make out with this. Because these leaves are super big, which I'm loving. You see how big they are? So that really provides a great backdrop for the actual flower part. And even these Gerber daisies. I wanted to make sure that little guy was on there. Isn't that really cute? Really cute. Now these decided to become like twins on the same side. We're just going to separate it out and push this up more. Okay, perfect. And these, look how pretty that looks once you push all the greenery. So if you push all this greenery up, look what happens. You can just kind of see how it just frames the flower. Isn't that super pretty? And then you can twist these little leaves so that they're kind of in between one another instead of being right underneath one another. Look at that. Now don't push so hard that you actually pop these off the stem base. Alright, so I think what I'm going to start with is our big old sunflowers. Okay. Now, I think what I want is to create like a look where, so some of this is going this way and then some of this is going pretty much this way, like this. Alright. I don't want this huge going out. I want it pretty tight and close to the base. So what I'm thinking is, since I want it pretty close, if I were to stick it behind here and I'm trying to figure out how close to cut, how like short to cut this stem, I kind of stick it behind my project if I can. In this instance I can. And I just kind of see, all right, well if I want it there, how close do I really need to cut it? So my foam starts about here where my hand is. And my stem reaches all the way back here. I don't need that much. So what I'm going to do is probably cut about 2 inches off to start. And then we can always cut more if we need less stem. But it's always good to have enough to cut off versus it's too short and we should have, left some on. Alright, so actually I'm going to cut more. I'm probably going to cut about another inch off because I don't need the stem to reach to the other side of this piece of styrofoam. And so what I have on here is my glue pot, which I just got this past week, and I'm loving this glue pot. So this is by Surebonder, and let me see if I can just turn it. So the outside green part is not something that you can't touch, it will burn your hands, but the black part is. Don't touch the black part, especially if it's on. Don't touch the black part. So This just literally pushes right into your styrofoam. And if you have trouble pushing it in, because like maybe your fingers aren't strong enough, grab your pliers and just keep pushing that in, okay, until you get to a spot that you're comfortable with it. Now, these are all on wired stems, so you can bend them, okay? And I'm liking the look of that one, and then I'm gonna probably, oh, I wish I had one that was this size too. Let me check. Let me check. I think they're all humongous. I think this one's the same size. Yep, humongous. And this one's even more ginormous. It's alright, we'll go with this one, that's fine. C'est la vie! Alright, so this one I know I'm already going to cut like about 3 inches or so. And so I'm going to stick this one so that it works itself into the bow, okay? And I think that's perfect length. So I have probably about a 3-inch stem still left on here. I'm going to give it a swirl in my glue pot. And my glue is on very low. And it's still melty, but it's not stringy to the point that the glue is dripping. It's just stringy because, you know, hot glue is stringy like cheese anyways. And I'm just looking for my base. I am going to use my pliers because my finger strength is not what it should be. And it's probably because everyone always yells at me, I crack my knuckles all the time. It's probably because of that. But once I use my pliers, super easy. Okay. And look how great these huge leaves look. I love that look. Look how much that already fills our project. Isn't that super cute? Alright, so I'm thinking these white ones will go up towards this way. Okay? And then what we'll do is possibly fill in with this one. Or you know what? I'm really liking the white. I might just stay with white. Let's see. How many more white sunflowers we have? We do have 2 more white sunflowers. I think I might just stay with the white sunflowers. What do you guys think? I'm not really a big fan of the Gerber daisy in the middle there. It's too bright yellow. It's like really, really, really yellow. If we had a more neutral yellow, let's see what I have. Oh, I have a little yellow sunflower. You know, things change all the time with designs. So what you may want to use right now doesn't always necessarily happen to stay with what you use later. Ooh, these are pretty. Ooh, I like these. So I like these little guys. I don't have 2 sunflowers, so we're probably not going to use the sunflowers, but I like these 2 little guys. And I like these white guys here. And these are like a cream, which still go with everything. I'm just looking in my miscellaneous stash over here that I always keep in my office. Oh, I may have just found another sunflower. Whoa. Me oh my. This one's too big. And it's like wilting. We don't want a wilted one. Ooh, I found another sunflower. And they're matchies. Ooh. So we could do a yellow. And some of these whites that I lost over here. Sometimes what works in your head doesn't work on your project. I think I'm definitely only wanting flowers on the sides. I don't think I want any on the top. I think we're going to go with all white. We're going to go with all white. And then what we're going to add in, very possibly, might be these. These are still a runner-up. But I think what we're going to do is cut 2 more white ones. And I guess the decision is on whether I want to use these or not. This poor little guy needs some glue. But that's just like a nice mixture of a different white in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this guy out. So this is an example of a leaf that doesn't move. This is a fixed, it's not going to be able to slide up and down. So let's cut this guy and that guy. Alright, and let's see. Our one little white one here, our match. These 2 guys can go away. This is a runner-up. Just trying to get our bearings. Alright, so let's put these in next. And I think we're going to put these in right around here. Okay, so wire cutters. I'm going to cut a big piece off of that one because I know it's super long. And it's like I'm mixing some brownies in the glue pot, and then I'm going to stick it in here with the pliers because I can already feel my hands hurting. There we go. See how much easier that is once you use your little pliers? Okay, and then I think what we're going to do is we're going to stick this little guy's leaf has to come off, unfortunately. Sorry. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay. I keep these leaves because sometimes you never know when you just need to like glue something in somewhere to cover anything up. So I think what we're going to do is add some little flowers up top. But on towards the side of the bow, not up top here. I think this, I might just be happy with the way it looks, but we'll see once we get everything on, okay? So I think I need some more of these. Because you want to make sure you fill it up, because what if somebody is looking at it from the top of your project? And they look and they're like, oh, it's kind of bare over there. Not much going on. Alright, so I know we said we weren't going to use this one because it lost its little twin friend, but we're just going to cut this piece off and go really low in there. And then that's going to get hidden by the leaves. So you won't even be able to tell that there was an empty stem there that lost its little flower. Okay? So cut that one off. And so see, this was a little twin that stayed together. I'll cut that one off, and we're going to cut one more off. Oh, that one. Okay. So sometimes when you're working with florals, don't be afraid to be like, oh geez, I don't know how many I need. And I always buy extra. And then typically, I mean, I usually keep whatever I don't use, but a lot of times if I buy too much, then I end up just bringing back whatever I don't use. Alright, so see how it's really bare up here? It looks really great once you're looking this way, but then if you just kind of notice this way, it's like, oh my, where did everything go, right? So we're going to cut this down even more. And hi everybody, so I'm sorry if I haven't been looking at comments. I'm not ignoring you. Thank you for joining. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you have questions, I will look in just a minute. Or some of my friends that are on sometimes are answering questions as well for me. Because they're the kind of super great friends that I could never replace, ever. Alright, so this one has a little bit of a bottom issue. We're just going to fix that with a glue stem. Where did I put my glue stem? It's usually left in my glue pot, but I think that one's too thick. We'll just use this extra one here. So what happened was the base of the flower just kind of popped off. And it's hanging out here in limbo. And we need it to really just be stuck up against the flower. Because then the flower will start drooping its little leaves if that little base comes down. Okay, so let's leave that in there just in case we need that again. Thank you, thank you. Oh, hi Amanda, hi everybody. I'm sorry, I haven't been reading comments. And I'm sorry that we had some technical difficulties on the first attempt. First attempt said the video was private, we couldn't get on, so, but we're trying. Alright, so this is for our other side. I'm just trying to keep track of equalizing our project. So a certain number on one side, certain number on the other. So this is for that side, this large one is for that side. And I think we still had 2 more for either side. So let's go with a smaller one over here. Okay, let's cut this down. I'm gonna hold my project up with my other arm so that it doesn't keep flopping over. So my glue is basically like if I've stuck my hand on my glue right now, it would not burn. I mean, it would feel hot for sure, but it wouldn't burn like you would normally get with a glue gun. So that's just so how you can see like the temperature really on it. Okay. So that fills up the sides much better now. Much happier with that. So if you see that, I'm much happier with that part. And this down here, we'll probably just glue better against our styrofoam. And then probably just end up gluing it right back up here. So up here, if I wanted, I could just really glue better is this moss. So I'm not going to worry about this top here, because I'll just glue that down better. Okay, it's just a matter of moving it around. So let's switch to this side. Oh, we still had a couple extra for this side, huh? How many do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, and another one was supposed to go over there. 2 of the white with the yellow, 2, one of the big ones, one of the small ones. Okay, so then I think I have 3. All right. So let's hang on to this one and see if we need it, and let's put this one in, okay? So this one went right up and over this top side here, so that we went right up against this big leaf. But we've got our little stem turned around here. And don't forget that you tell the flower where to go when it's on wire. Okay, so don't be afraid to bend the wire, it's not going to break. Well, I guess if you're superhuman strength it could break. Alright, so using my pliers because my fingers aren't doing the walking here. And we're right up against the other one, so I think we'll be fine. We'll just have to push this in a little bit. Okay, we're gonna stick this white one in over here. And you don't need a ton. This is just to add a little bit of extra security blanket when you put this in the glue from it popping out. Ooh, just stabbed myself on that one. careful not to go through your styrofoam. Okay. See, look how full that's already looking. Really cute, right? So then we're going to stick another one in here. Probably this big one that has, well, it's got little flowers, but it's got these bigger green leaves. And we're going to cut this down because I've already seen that I've just stabbed myself. The other one was way too long. Okay. And then we could, I guess, fill, why don't we use this as filler since we have it. And I'm just going to grab a tissue for finger. Always have wipes on hand. Just so I don't get anything inside my poked finger and don't get anything on our project. Okay, so let's cut these two guys down and then I think we're done. So we're going to cut these down pretty good size because these are just filler. Okay. And we didn't even need these little runner-up guys here. So since we have these, and I thought we weren't going to put anything on the top, but since we have them, I guess we can use them, right? Okay, so there's no wires that are sticking out from the styrofoam, okay? I pushed that other one that I stabbed myself with back in. Alright. And then anything that might look like it has a slight glimmer of white styrofoam sticking out, I'll just go back and reposition the moss. Alright. So now all we do is fluff our bow in between these guys here. So like I say, so if you have anything that shows with like the styrofoam a little bit, just reposition your moss with some glue. Alright. For now, for our live, I think it's fine. We'll fix it afterwards as far as the glue goes. But look how cute that is to hang on your door. And let me just make sure I'm in camera. So what do you guys think? Oh, you lost me? Uh-oh. Not sure if you guys are still seeing me. It says I'm live. Connection, excellent. So we're good. Okay, let's put the runner-up guy to the back. So what do you guys think? Good, no good? We're done. So this is a good example of how you can break your projects out into several sessions. So not everyone has a ton of time to just sit down and do a huge project or a big project or more than an hour project. Because we spent a good amount of time just talking about our bow, making our bow, so we could do it faster if we weren't, you know, instructing. We did our styrofoam first, let it cure, which was our gaps and cracks. This was a manufactured piece of a wall hanger, really. So we added the gaps and cracks on the top, so that way we're not worrying about straps for any kind of like styrofoam to stay on. So once that's cured, we went ahead and made our bow. So we have 12 loops altogether, about 5.5-inch loops on either side, so that there's 12 altogether, 6 on either side when you're making them. And then we just selected our flowers. So really, how many do we use? We used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces of flower, which they all came actually, well, not technically, a couple came from another bundle, but if I had just used from this bundle, it came all from one bundle, and you probably still had some leftover extra to do something else. So you don't need a ton of money to spend to make just like a beautiful little arrangement that maybe you could give this to your mom, neighbor, somebody that just moved in. This is home. So, all right. Thank you, everyone. Hey, Ann. Hey, Amanda. All right. So that's what you got, guys. So pick your projects according to sometimes what you have time for during the week. Don't overstress things if you can't get things done in one sitting. Plan out your days so that you can do it in multiple sittings, and that's okay too. Okay. So don't analyze your time for what somebody else may have extra time for. Just do it your own pace and you'll get something great done. Okay? So thank you for coming on. If you guys haven't subscribed to our channel, I would appreciate it so much if you do. Go ahead and hit our little subscribe button along with that little bell notification icon so you can know when we go live next time. And we're usually live. We're going to be sticking to Thursday nights for now at 9 o'clock, as long as hopefully nothing goes wrong. All right, so thank you for joining us. I wish you guys a great night. One more day. Friday, we've got one more day left, and it's the weekend. So enjoy the rest of your week. Stay safe. Please stay safe during this time and stay healthy. And I will catch you guys next week. Thank you guys. Kathy from Santa Marta Designs. Have a great weekend.